Our bodies of waters are drowning in chemicals, waste, oil, plastic, and other pollutants.
Chasing the fields, summer's on the way, sun is shining now, don't hide.
Water pollution has been with us ever since we've had civilization.
The problem with water pollution began in the Industrial Revolution, when they began to introduce new sources of water pollution. Water pollution was intensified when factories began to release pollutants directly into rivers and streams.
Because a lot of the things that we build are collectors of water pollution, and the water drains to our streams and ultimately Puget Sound. So we want to be smart about how we handle that.
Water pollution is a big problem, as you can imagine. This area is growing in population every year. More people move here for job opportunities or because it's just a really great place to live. But with more people, you have more sources of pollution. So whether it comes from the drains or from runoff from the roads or building, refuse from construction sites or whatever.
So one of the challenges we face is that the population is growing. And so even though we probably produce less water pollution per person, there's just a lot more of us. So especially in places like Maple Valley, where there's a lot of growth, there are things that produce pollution with that. So you have more hard surfaces when people build homes and businesses and parking lots and streets and things like that. And those pick up pollution and can carry them into the streams, like Jenkins Creek or Seuss Creek in your area.
Feels right to me.
Water pollution, specifically nutrient pollution such as eutrophication, is a problem in the community. Eutrophication is an explosion of algae growth, which leads to lower oxygen levels in the water and eventually leads to a fish die-off.
Water pollution has a lot of different effects on salmon. There's the obvious ones of if you have something toxic or poisonous in the water, then the salmon could become ill or weak in some way. But there's less obvious factors as well. Salmon rely on their sense of smell in order to travel from the ocean back to their home stream to spawn. So if there is a change in the chemical composition, the smell of the stream or the river they're trying to go back to, they might become lost. Another thing is certain chemicals can really impede their olfactory senses. So we found that, for instance, copper, which is found in the linings of brake pads, that can really impair salmon's ability to smell their way home. So even things that are not explicitly toxic can alter the salmon's life cycle a lot.
In a study from 2011, funded by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service National Contamination Program, researchers have analyzed salmon habitats that had been restored in the 1990s and found that 60 to 100% of the fish in urban streams still died from an as yet undefinable toxic contaminant.
I think one thing that we don't think about, because we're not, we don't see salmon every day like crossing the road or anything else, is how intrinsic salmon are to the ecosystem, to our watershed. Salmon are a keystone species. They support 137 other species, meaning the fewer salmon you have, the fewer resources there are for all of those other animals, plants, other things that live off of it. So it has an impact directly on the environment. Where that impacts us is, there's sort of the more global spiritual sense. If you allow a species to be harmed, your world is reduced. It is less.
I didn't want to hurt you, my love. I still call you that when I'm alone.
The biggest human activity that increases eutrophication is humans putting fertilizers on their lawns and golf courses and those essentially, those nutrients, specifically the nitrogen and phosphorus, then find their ways into bodies of water, which leads to eutrophication.
There are many things people can do at the home level, and there are things that need to happen at the community and city level as well.
Not throw garbage in the rivers and recycle.
I just really like to use like reusable cups and recycle a lot and stuff, and just so that I use as least amount of plastic as I can.
So I've lost my way, looking for a sign. Watch you slip away. Mystery of time, and now the quiet hours. Stay a little longer till the darker days come and go again, and they say I'll be fine, okay. Please just tell me it's only temporary when I'm here feeling ordinary. No, don't try and hold me and even hold me back. Just tell me it's only temporary. So I've changed my mind, see it differently on the other side. You're not listening to me, 'cause when the ropes all break, nothing's gonna catch with my hands untied. Is anything the same? Just tell me it's only temporary when I'm here feeling ordinary. No, don't try and hold me and even hold
So if humans and people in the King County or Mid Valley use less fertilizer, or if they use a slower release fertilizer, such as compost material, that can reduce the effects of eutrophication. Also making sure that we maintain our riparian boundaries between bodies of water so that it takes a longer time for those nutrients to get into the bodies of water, or those nutrients are taken up by the plants instead of by the rivers and streams and lakes in the area.
But one thing to do is just start in the store. There's products you can use that are called Safer Choice. It's an EPA program, and you can go online and look things up if you're ordering online. But if you pick products that are labeled Safer Choice, they are less toxic. The things you use to clean up around the house, to wash your floor, or to clean dishes, or things like that, you can pick ones that are safer from this program. It's a nationwide program. It's called Safer Choice.
I really encourage all my friends to get reusable straws and like metal straws and like recycle as much as we can. Anytime I have people over, we're always recycling instead of just throwing it away, and I hope that they carry that out throughout their lives too.
feel so brand new. Can you talk like, won't you stay? Our friends are fading on a high. You're on my mind tonight. Won't you stay? Our friends are fading on a high. You're on my mind tonight. Shotgun, the color, so still brushing. Shotgun, the color, so still brushing. Drive through your neighborhood, pink sky never looks so good. See me like you should, I thought you never would, and I feel so brand new. When you talk like that, I feel so brand new. Can you talk like, won't you stay? Our friends are fading on a high.